Hello, Retro Crew. Today we're going to talk about why the original Legend of Zelda is still a good game. I'm Matt.
I'm Brian, and we're the Retrosons. The original Zelda. I haven't completed it too much myself, but it's still a good one and very nostalgic for me.
I have. I've beaten this one a lot.
Yeah, I know, I've seen it.
Yeah.
So I am familiar with all of it. This one didn't need like a whole convoluted timeline and all that, or any kind of backstory.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the timeline. I think they just make games to make games, not to fit in a Zelda timeline.
Yeah, I know. Because
I'm not a big fan of the whole timeline theory.
Yeah, because as many as games there are now, and like as much time as it say passes between each one, it wouldn't really fit into a timeline without being like modern time.
No, well, I don't know. It's not the same like universe, I don't think.
Yeah, that's true. But still,
what I like about it is, like, you have the manual, and that's all you get to go with. Like, back in the day, there was no internet, there was no, like, gaming. There was Nintendo Power, but
yeah, and
there was no, like, strategy guides. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and
you just had to figure stuff out and find what you could and ask your friends if they were playing it.
Yeah, and it wasn't a straightforward type of platformer like Mario and other games that came before it. It was a kind of an open world and things hidden everywhere. Like on every screen, basically, there was something hidden or something to discover.
Yeah, the original Zelda was the first adventure game, but it revolutionized them.
Yeah.
You can't find a game nowadays that doesn't take something from Zelda. Even still these days.
Yeah.
I mean, it was revolutionary. I remember the first couple times playing through, like, I didn't know where anything was.
Yeah, I still don't.
Yeah. I mean, now I know where pretty much everything is, and most of the secrets, I still don't know all of them, which is good. Like, it's fun for me, because I can just go to a screen with a candle and see, is there anything on the screen that I don't know? Or just bomb around random spots. Like, I still see some videos of people playing and they like bomb an area, and I'm like, I didn't know I could bomb there.
So a lot of replay value in it then.
Yeah.
Lots to discover.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's way too hard nowadays, but I don't know, a lot of games these days they hold your hand too much. They walk you through everything and tell you exactly where you need to go, and you have a map which shows you exactly where you need to be. And
yeah, and if you struggle too much in some games, they'll like flash a hint across the screen.
Or some games even drop the difficulty if you try too many times.
Yeah, or they give you like a secondary character who's like, well, why don't you try doing this?
Yeah.
That thing over there looks fishy, why don't you check it out?
Yeah, and Zelda games got really bad with that before Breath of the Wild.
Right, like Navi from...
well, I'm talking more Fi. From Skyward Sword, but she was really bad. Like, you get to a puzzle or like something you couldn't figure out, and like even before you could start doing it, she's like, why don't you try this? It's like, why don't you let me figure it out? I wish you could turn off secondary characters so they don't give you hints or tell you what to do.
Yeah, especially on like second playthroughs and things like that, because Navi's always like, to open a door, walk up to it and do this.
Yeah, if you beat it once, they should let the second playthrough just be... Yeah, that's why I wish in the remix of Ocarina of Time they kind of turned that off. Not that it's too bad, I mean, it's just a button every once in a while. Like the C button flashes, but still it does get annoying on second playthroughs. And there was none of this on the original Legend of Zelda.
Just everything about the original is iconic, like the sound effects and the music and all that kind of stuff.
There's so many good songs. Well, I mean, there's 3 songs I think, and they're all great.
Yeah, but one gets stuck in my head like every day. The main title theme. Yeah.
And that they played through almost every Zelda game too. I think it's... I don't know if it's in every Zelda game, but it's in almost all of them.
The overworld theme is very good, and the dungeon music. And then you have Ganon's dungeon music is different, but still good.
Yeah, and I have a routine I do every time I start.
Yeah.
I go and I collect money. I buy the candle, the blue ring. I get the second sword, because I get the 2 pieces of heart you can get before you get in level 1. So I'm a tank by the time I actually start getting into levels. I guess I should like try and challenge myself and just not do that.
Yeah, do it the way most people do it. Just go to levels and...
Yeah. Level 1 is so easy though. I mean, there's no hard enemies in it. There's some Gorias, but they have the weak boomerang.
Yeah.
And Gibdos or something too. But they don't jump around, I don't think, in the first level.
That's the mummies, right?
Yeah. No, Gibdos aren't in it. It's skeletons.
Oh, Stalfos?
Yeah.
Are they Stalfos?
Stalfos, I think, yeah. Gibdos are pretty hard. They don't show up till level 5, I don't think.
No.
And even with the L2 sword, they take 5 hits to kill, I think. Something like that. But it does get really hard really fast, but I like that.
Yeah.
And I have beaten the second quest once, but I like the original better.
Yeah. It's probably not too hard for you because you do all the grinding and getting all the power-up stuff.
Yeah,
and,
before
and you played it so much, so... But it's probably painful for you to watch me play it because I don't... Well, you talked me through all that stuff, so I started with all that stuff too.
Yeah.
But still, the buttons don't respond when I hit them as well.
Yeah, it is hard because it's not the best responsiveness, or he's kind of blocky when he moves, so even if you're trying not to get hit, sometimes you do. It's not fluid like that nowadays Zelda games.
Yeah, but it was still good and revolutionary for its time, like you said.
Yeah, it was, and it had a battery backup. I think it was the first or one of the first games that ever had that.
Yeah.
Which changed gaming too.
Yeah.
You could actually save the game and you didn't have to either leave your system on or play the entire game all the way through. Which back when it first came out people couldn't do, but nowadays that's how I play it. I just play the entire game in one sitting usually. Ganon's Tower is hard, like even knowing where to go. There's so many Wizrobes and...
Is it the same path every time to get to them, or is it...
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought it changed every time. That would make it more challenging.
Yeah, no, it's the same every time. Oh. But it's a big dungeon. It almost takes up the whole map screen. And if you don't have the magic key, then you can get stuck in a room and not be able to get out. Like a door will slam behind you, and if you don't have a key to go through a keyed door, you're just trapped in there.
Huh. I didn't know that.
So you have to use the candle and kill yourself. If there's no enemies, if you kill all the enemies.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I love playing through this game.
Yeah, I know.
Like I've said in previous videos, I think I play it about once a year.
Yeah, I do know it's one of your favorites.
Yeah.
The Zelda series is your favorite game series, I think.
And I don't have the gold cart, but I have the silver one. And we have the NES Classic too, which is how I play it nowadays.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how the battery is in this anymore. I know some of them are still going, like 30 or 40 years later. 35 years later.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about, but... I mean, a AA nowadays doesn't last a week.
No, it doesn't.
This one's still going after 35 years.
They knew how to make things back then.
Yeah, they did. It's surprising that they wanted to use some of the stuff from Mario in this and vice versa. They're making the games at the same time and they had to figure out what they wanted in each game.
Huh.
It doesn't seem like they're that similar, but...
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Because I know they used some of the Mario enemies in Link's Awakening. Is that the kind of thing you were talking about? Like similar enemies and all that? Or
no.
Oh.
But I don't know what they were going to use. Just different assets from different games. They didn't know what game they were going to put them in. And then actually decide what was going to go where.
Oh. Huh.
It's crazy to think that the same person made Zelda and Mario.
Yeah.
And Donkey Kong. And a bunch of other games, yeah.
A lot of our favorites from...
Yeah.
He's still working on Zelda games in some capacity. I don't know what his role is, but...
Yeah, he still has input, and like you said, I don't know what his capacity is in them either, but...
Yeah. I know when Breath of the Wild came out, he just liked climbing trees.
Yeah.
In the game. I don't know if he did it in real life.
I don't know. He's a weirdo. He might have.
Yeah.
But
I do like...
crazy to think how far they've come in 35 years from this to Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. And I was like hearing the story how he based the Zelda game on his childhood exploring caves and the countryside.
Yeah, the Japanese countryside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, people get inspiration everywhere. So
that's true.
he based it on his own childhood, I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
He said it wanted to be like a garden that you could play in, that you put in a drawer or something. Something like that, something weird.
I hadn't heard that, but
yeah,
I can see.
Yeah, they based Breath of the Wild, a lot of it on this game. Like the freedom to explore, go where you want. You could do any dungeon that you could find whenever you got to it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you had a set path and you had to do a certain thing first before you could do something else. And they went back to the basics for Breath of the Wild. I know the games don't seem very similar at all, but the idea is...
Yeah, I mean the overall feeling, now that you say that and I'm thinking about it, I could see it because it is, like you said, open world. That was just on a greater scale than this one. I mean, this one was big for its time.
And like when he ran out onto the cliff, there was art for this game where he's standing on a cliff, kneeling, looking over.
Yeah.
That's where they got the idea for that.
Yeah, 'cause that's what sprang to mind when you said that game was based on that imagery of him kneeling on the cliff looking out over Hyrule.
Yeah, that wasn't in the game, of course, because they couldn't do it at the time, but that's where that idea came from.
Yeah.
The art for the game. And the manual for this game was great. It was like full color with maps and pictures, and I thought we had it, but I couldn't find it before this video. I was going to have it here.
Yeah, manuals always used to be better. Now games don't even come with manuals because it's all online stuff.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it is. And I love the opening to this game too. Like the song is great, and
yeah, just the waterfall
with a sword, and it turns dark and the tune changes.
And it kind of tells you a bit of the story.
Yeah, a little bit of the story, and then you see all the items and collectibles you can get through the game. Yeah. They show them all right up front.
That's good.
So it doesn't tell you in the game what you can get, but it does in the beginning. So if you're like, I have a blank space, what should be there?
Right.
You can watch the beginning and kind of get an idea of what it should be. And I think it showed everything in the manual, but I know a lot of kids didn't hold on to them or keep them.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know it's kicking around here somewhere, but...
Is it in your desk drawer in your room?
It might be.
I think it is. I'll have to look and put down below if it was in...
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go check real quick. Yeah, I couldn't find it.
Dang.
It's around here somewhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it though.
Yeah, it'll turn up.
Yep.
We didn't make this game sound that good, but it is still in my top 5 Zelda games. It's a very good game, and that's saying a lot considering how many Zelda games there are.
Right. I think it was well done for the time and the resources they had.
Yeah, definitely. I can go back and play this game anytime, and you've seen it.
Yeah. Kind of tempted to go and play it right now.
Yeah.
Talking about it made me remember how good it is.
I don't remember if we mentioned it, but we have it on the NES Classic, which is normally how we play it.
Right.
I think we did.
I think so.
Yeah.
One of our takes.
Yeah. One of them, yeah. So let us know what you think of this game if you ever played it. Let us know what your favorite Zelda game is. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the future.
To talk more about the past.